quick video piece of the day, kind of wrapping up the day. Yeah. So we just wanted to hop on here for a quick moment. Just really just spreading like the importance of like still staying connected to your life groups, connected to the people you love, people that love you, people who you're accountable to, regardless of where you are. We know right now that we are out of the country right now, but we're still, it's still 6 hours away from.
Yeah, 6 hours ahead.
Yeah, 6 hours ahead of where we usually are in Houston, Texas. But we still want to make some time out to see what our life group to kind of stay connected with them. Especially since like last couple of weeks have been kind of like up and down as far as meeting goes and not meetings. So that is what we wanted to do. I have to enunciate because I'm hearing Dynasty like go through these videos, and it is cringing to hear her snip my portions of the videos, and I'm just like bro. So
we're new at this YouTube stuff.
No, Dynasty has it. Dynasty has the enunciation, the pronunciation of everything down. I just sound like a jumbled, muffled mess.
Only because I watch YouTube. Like, I watch YouTubers.
She's saying that, but I know I sound like this on a regular basis. so that's something too that coming to YouTube is going to really help out with.
Yeah,
it's going to force me to actually enunciate more, and force me to actually engage more with my talking, exercise that out. I do have a speech impediment. And just like a muscle, if it's not worked out, it gets worse. COVID kind of took that to another level. COVID took that to another level. And so it just becomes easier and easier. Matter of fact, do you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
Talk about like people, specifically people with speech impediments. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid to engage with people. Don't be afraid to talk to those. Talk to people you love. They'll trust somebody.
Yeah.
Give somebody the right to tell you, hey man, slow down. Or hey woman, slow down. Or start over, take a deep breath. Or like boy back home, yo, Jay, shut up. Slow down. Slow down. It's perfectly fine as long as it's out of love.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You're not gonna feel safe if someone's like attacking you or making you feel uncomfortable because of something that you have going on. Because even with me, like sometimes my mind thinks faster than I'm able to talk. So sometimes I jumble up my words or mix up words. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna let you know in advance.
And the great thing about that is I feel like I have no right to correct Dynasty on her speech, like at all. Like she has it. Her speech is much more on fire than mine is. But it's really, I find that it really comes out more when I'm just trying to have a casual conversation with someone. Yeah. Especially if I'm more comfortable with someone. Yeah. Like the more comfortable I am with someone, the more like lax and the more like just loose my speech goes.
Yeah, essentially.
And I think my cousin summed it up really well one day. He was like, look man, when you talk to me, I get the first word and I get the last word, and just because I've known you for a while, I know what came in the middle of that sandwich, that mess you made.
Mess.
It is a mess. It's like it's like a hamburger. Like it's like a hamburger patty. When you take in like, if it's not just a pure beef and you got something mixed up into it, like we just mixing it all together, that's what my speech feels like. So y'all aren't gonna get it, but y'all may get it as far as the vlogs go, when I'm engaged with Dynasty.
Because it's just it's something that is being worked through with both of us.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna cut out every single thing to make it seem like we're just perfect all the time, because that's just not realistic. Well, of course we're gonna cut out the parts that's just like the time doesn't need to. But we still want to bring our authentic selves.
And the reason, so we want to just want to have this conversation, dialogue, not necessarily to not necessarily to apologize for um, for our speech during these videos, more so to kind of put the conversation out there for anyone else who's going through a speech impediment themselves to like don't hold yourself back.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that you can't public speak or you can't do things that require you to just talk, because it's not really a limit if you don't make it a limit.
Yeah.
We all have our things that we're working on, but we can either let that define us or stop us, or we can continue on and through that weakness allow God to work through us.
Yeah.
And just walk it out, because it's something that we go through, but it's not something that is us. So.
Yeah. And like I think about sometimes too about if Moses had made the excuse to God about, oh, I can't speak well, like where would Aaron be in the story? If he would have fully used, if Moses would have fully stepped up to like, know it, I ain't the best speaker, but you talking to me, you're telling me to do this, then I guess this is something that you believe I can do, and that at the same time, we can choose to work on things that God wants to use in our life to further His purpose in our life.
Absolutely.
Example, a speech. I automatically think of Toastmasters, a program called Toastmasters, which is you kind of get together. You have you get to get a group of people, and it's really about like making speeches about certain things. Public speaking a lot more. That's so.
Not what I would think about the name of that.
Toastmasters.
Yeah.
they get it like toast.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I guess necessarily like I guess I'm not necessarily bad with like scripts. I can do scripts. Like give me scripts, let me practice for a moment, and you wouldn't even think I have a speech impediment. Like, oh, he stutters. Like, oh yeah, but not about that. But like being in that space and wanting to make yourself better in those particular situations, but just not letting it define you.
Yeah, God uses the most unlikeliest people with weaknesses that the individual may feel like, oh man, I think you may have chosen the wrong person because you want me to do this, but I can't even do this. Like I'm not there. But God's like, I chose you for a reason, and I didn't choose this strong person over here who has
eloquent. But he chose Shakespeare to make this.
Yeah, he chose little old me, little old you, like people just like us who. We know ourselves. We know our flaws. Come on now. We know, and I know people walk around, and I know that some people that you look at them and you're like, man, I wish I had their spiritual gifts, or they're really good at X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And you're pointing that out because you think that you're not as good at whatever that thing is as they are. But everybody has their thing. So if nothing else, we just wanted to encourage you that don't let what you deem as a weakness stop you from being a better version of yourself through the Lord, of course, because we can't do anything without the strength of the Lord. So,
and like if like why would God want to use like us like that? Like it's God doesn't always like to use a strength of yours because He knows it's hard for us to give Him the credit. If He knows it's the strength of ours, like, oh, I'm strong in let's use public speaking. I'm strong in public speaking. Like, if that's what you to speak in front of these people, like you probably walk out of there like, I did all that. But like, if you like are terrible at public speaking and stutter, have a lisp, like from Texas, and you got that twang on your voice there, got that southern twang, then God knows that He'll get the blessings, that He'll get the glory out of that.
Yeah, and you would think like I've never like public speaking. Come on now, but God has a way. And then the beautiful thing about God is He places little nuggets of things in your past that's like perfectly woven into whatever position that He's like putting you into. And you may think, oh no, this is what I can't. What? But in the back of your mind, you know there's been some times in your past where something like that has come up and you probably denied it, or somebody may have said, have you ever thought about doing this? And you're like, no, I don't got the voice for that. No, I don't got the acting chops for that, or whatever.
That leads into a whole different conversation right there. Talking about the acting chops that I can't. Like my mind really goes to like when because the praise diversity wants you to start like singing. And, yo, it took like a whole year of practicing for you to get comfortable enough to like, all right, I got this now. Now you're up there, and now you're up there practicing like Buggy, like, oh, I got this little song. Like, no. I know. So look, don't allow that like to hinder you. Like, if God's calling you to do something, like especially if you're glorifying Him.
Yeah.
If you glorify Him, like He embrace it and like work on it.
Yeah.
like just work on it.
And that's another story. I guess we'll talk about that another day. How I actually got into playing piano for the church, because I've been praying, y'all, that God would just bless my fingers in a way that would glorify Him, and that He would strengthen my skill in piano playing, because I would play at home and I'm like, man, something's not connecting, or it's not sounding.
So.
No. Or it's not sounding
all
like
good
how.
Stuff.
Yes. But yeah, so I just I've been praying. I had been praying for that, and out of nowhere, Justin comes home from a Tuesday night practice, and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, they want to hear you play." And I'm like, "What did you tell them?" I was so like scared and upset. I didn't know what to do.
I think it was they were at the church one day.
He told me at nighttime, so you must have been sitting on there like, how am I tell that to this shit?
Now you know I be having like a list of stuff on my mind.
Oh yeah,
it probably came up. Oh yeah, it probably came up like it probably came up out of the middle of the conversation.
Yeah.
So what?
Say like that. You just threw it in there.
No.
But it was exactly what I needed, because I had been praying for that. So God definitely answers prayers, and He will answer it in a way that probably will shock you, but it will be it's so helpful, because it'll strengthen a skill that you never really thought needed to be strengthened. Like I didn't think I'd be playing in front of people. I thought I'd just be playing in front of myself, watching YouTube videos, learning, and just, oh look babe, I got this new song, you want to hear it, or whatever, or just recording it just for my own personal thing, so
and like and me on the side like, hey, start playing for church, man. You can start practicing, and it's gonna like the track you going right now, like this, but it's gonna be like that. Like I was like, yo, just do it, just like shout above, just do it.
And I was so nervous, but I'm glad that God put that on your heart. That whole conversation was orchestrated by God. I know, because that's what I asked for. So I couldn't have been shocked, because that He gave it to me. And no, it's not going to be in the way that you think, because God's not. I mean, we can't predict what He's going to do. So
the point of
so it was a really good.
Really good thing.
Yeah.
And so again, I know we said two different things here, but the main thing really was just like walking the path that God has put before you. God placed it upon our heart to make these videos, to get to glorify Him through what we're doing, as well as like creating this channel. And we have different things there whatever we want to do with it, all through glorify God, of course. But just walk in whatever God's calling you to do. Don't be concerned. Don't be worried about what other people think about your weaknesses, about you can't do this, or you're not good at that, or somebody else is much better than that than you. God wants to use you. He wants to use you.
Yeah.
If He wanted to use somebody else, He will use somebody else. Sometimes He does use somebody else. But don't pass up an opportunity to do what God has called you to do, or do what God wants you to do. You don't want to disobey God.
God has a specific purpose for you and for your life.
Yeah.
And God knows what you like. He knows what makes your heart sing. He knows what you enjoy. So don't think that, He's not. Of course, if it's within the will of God, that those things just will just fall on deaf ears because they don't.
Yeah.
They really don't. And it may take some time, but as Justin said before, don't focus on the things that you can't do, but focus on God for one, and focus on the things that He's already done for you.
Yeah.
Because there's things that we have been in that sometimes we placed ourselves in and we're like, bro, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this.
Bruh.
But God gets us out.
Yeah.
So He's already done so much for us. So why would we think, and we do this today, like I think everybody does this, why do we think that He's just not gonna do this, or oh, this is too hard for God?
Yeah.
That's so
It's too hard for you. Like
Yeah.
it's too hard for you. That's why
Yeah.
God says you to lean on Him.
exactly.
He says His yoke is easy and His burden
But
is
it's
light.
light, yeah.
Like He didn't say you carrying by yourself. Like you carry by yourself if you want to. You
That's
carry
so
as you want to.
deep.
But for me and my
But
house,
it's better this way. It's
but
better
for
with the
me,
Lord.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Like lean on Him, because He got you. Like the strength comes from Him,
Mhm.
hope comes from Him.
Mhm.
Like faith comes from Him. Like just believe in Him, to walk that out. And you just do what you need to do. You do what you can control. Like if it means you practicing, like you focus on your speech. If you focus on your speech, if you know God's calling you to be in this particular situation, and you know that, well, I know, and I know that I struggle and I hesitate having conversations with people because my normal talking face to face is lackluster. So I need to put myself in situations to where I can exercise and walk that out, so that I am more comfortable to do that.
Yeah.
That as I do that, I'm allowing God to use me more in situations, and so just keep having faith in that, and don't only focus on your strengths. Actually, look at your weaknesses as well.
Yeah.
It's important to know both of them, and then grow from it.
And then what was the end of that song? Check your fruits.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Bye.